Hello everyone, welcome to another weekly market review. It is the 2nd of August 2021. I've been doing this for you exactly for 2 years. Hope you guys enjoyed all the free alpha I shared, and I will see you all in V2. Total market cap on the monthly time frame, we have quite a decent looking candle. It's not exactly an engulfing, but it is what it is. We're still below the June monthly open. Look at the weekly, and the weekly is sitting right at resistance as well. This is the weekly level 1.6, so the weekly is still under resistance, and you can see what was previously support, even dynamically, is currently still resistance. Let's look at the 3-day. The cleanest level is still the 3-day. This is what I was talking about, and if you're in the Discord, you do know that I shorted this last night and getting a good reaction from what is resistance. And even if you're just on Twitter and not the Discord, this is the level that I highlighted, and it is what is still significant. Let's go down now to the 4-hour. So the 4-hour, it is now reflecting that this is a level which, if we get a chance, this is a great level to be managing risk from. I already did that last night, but if it is this evening or over the next couple of days, you get another shot at the June monthly open, it would make sense to at least hedge over there for what potentially could be a correction. But otherwise, what I would say is that it makes sense if you don't want to short this and just be in a mindset of buying the dip, because this really qualifies as an impulse, guys. Just look at the entire price action that we've had. The last impulse was the impulse down, the daily level down here, along with the VWAP from the March lows has held up. And if this does qualify as the impulse, then there is a pretty decent probability that the correction after is going to take us out of this resistance. So here it is, guys, in the last review. I hope that all of you are able to catch this, don't get left behind, because it's very likely that we will not see prices in this zone for the rest of our lives, potentially, for the crypto market. So this is going to be a big dip to buy, guys, and it's possibly my parting gift to all of you who have been coming around and watching the public reviews. If you haven't seen it yet and you don't know, well, we are going private now. The announcements are out, and if you want my mind, my thoughts, and my analysis, you're most welcome to come down to Subverto V2. V2 is going to be absolutely brilliant, a great place for amazing minds to really expand their lives. It is really, guys, it's not just about trading. It is going to shift your mindset, shift your perspective, and expose you to some great people. So I would say give it a good thought. Considering everything that we are going to be sharing, it's not worth much. I think it's very reasonable. So give it a good thought, and of course, no, you want all this great alpha that I've been sharing. I'm going to be there, and so is the rest of the team. So hope you guys enjoy that. But anyway, this is my parting gift to you guys, and if it comes, in terms of a pivot level, the 3-day level down here, it is really significant and very clean. Look at this. It was support for a couple of strong it was support for a couple of strong pivot zones over here. But what I'll say is, if the market is too bullish, guys, you know, look at this as a 3-day level. I'm just going to quickly go to the daily. Okay, so just look at this as a level as well. In terms of daily closes, this did hold up, and we have the monthly pivot there. Generally, the total market cap likes the 0.5, so there is still potential to do that. But if the market is too bullish, you might just only get a 382 over here, guys, before price turns around. So you'll have to be very nimble. Most likely, in terms of timing, it is going to happen this week. But this is what I have to offer you guys. This zone right here. This is a good probability for me as the zone that will give the reaction, and that will give you the place to manage risk for the next leg up. And you just have to watch it. I would say wait for the reaction over here, but if price really does start to stabilize, there is potential that it will go. If it has to drop, it will likely drop sharp, and if it does, we could bounce back up and reclaim back of the monthly open. Would give a great place, but I would just be scaling in over here. Of course, I could take the liberty to do that. I have a really great average. I was prepared basically for price to come back down, and even if potentially go lower, to get more. So I have an extremely good average, and looking forward to the big volatility that is coming in the near term. Here's the altcoin market cap on the monthly. You can see a big difference from the total market cap. Essentially getting a rejection from the midpoint of the close of the previous monthly. So by no means does this look anywhere close to what BTC is. Let's look at the weekly. Look at the weekly right here. So dynamic resistance again, proving itself on the weekly. We have a very clean level which I should move this to. So we did get a weekly close above this, but if eventually price, and this is last week's, this is last month's open, guys. This is not this month's open, but monthly open is right up here. So if we get that correction, price is likely to lose that. But just in terms of a higher time frame picture, guys, just look at how different the monthly time frame is. I was speaking about this in the last review as well. Altcoins are getting a bit of interest right now, but we will eventually look at all BTC pairs, and you will see, it is possible the big day for Ethereum may end up being a sell the news event. It is really truly possible that can happen. And if that is so, then this could still just be an anger bounce. If you've been following, just go to my Twitter, look at the shitcoin perp chart that we have been charting for the entire market cycle. So it is still possible that could be the anger bounce. Though we have to see, guys, what kind of a reaction price gets. We can never bet fully and completely in one direction until we have confirmation. But for now, the information we have, altcoins are slightly more bearish, than Bitcoin. All BTC pairs have been taking a hit, so it is potentially possible still that the next move may belong to Bitcoin on its own. In terms of support levels, what I would say is it is so clean, the monthly open level right here. So if on this retrace the coins are to lose that, that would be really, really significant. In terms of the 3-day, we broke a big resistance level right down here, got a good reaction, even tested it as support. I'm just gonna map it out, this 3-day level. I really like it, guys, when price does this for a while. It's just so significant in terms of levels. So this 3-day level, it has been something that price has been able to push through. So there is still possibility. I mean, and individual names, guys, that's going to be the name of the game for the altcoin market, because you have to understand a lot of people are trapped up here, okay, even up here for alts. So I mean, only something with a strong narrative and some big news coming up is really going to push through that. Otherwise, it just makes sense for the market after the kind of run up it has given. It just makes sense, even if it's very bullish, to just consolidate for a while, time correct all these people, because this is all of April, May, and June. 3 months of supplies waiting for the altcoin market. So I don't know if it really makes sense to smash out of here, or whether everybody, even if end of the year was supposed to get something, whether the market should just consolidate here for a while and build structure. So let's look at the 4-hour. Very clean support right here, guys. If price is not able to hold this, then I'd be very careful on the altcoin market. That's the key analysis I have. So Bitcoin, and the total market cap, when it's coming down to retrace, we're likely going to be buying when it's retracing close to these similar levels. But for the altcoin market cap, it's just kind of made it above what was previously resistance. So if Bitcoin does retrace, and alts are supposed to retrace as well, they could get it a bit sharper if this doesn't hold. And if you just look in terms of fib levels, it's too close, guys. Just about the 382. So still very interesting, because Ethereum's news is right around the corner. So just watch out for this, guys. Still a lot of volatility, and it is interesting. It is an interesting place, and I would watch it. But a loss of this should give you confidence that this may not be the time for Bitcoin. And this just becomes such a key level. If it loses it, you don't need to be guessing. Allow price to come back and reclaim it if you want to build a narrative for further continuation in odds. But until then, this is a really good marker just to know and understand where we might be going. Here's BTC on the monthly time frame. Just look at how beautiful the yearly open is, guys. It's just absolutely spectacular how price has been absorbed right here. This has just become really proven support, and I can say with reasonable confidence that we don't see sub 30k on BTC again. There is quite a good possibility that this is what has happened on this impulse up. Weekly time frame, you can see we closed above the previous weekly resistance, guys. This was one, this was the other. Price has cleanly closed above. Yes, we have gotten end of the week a bit of a rejection, but it is just so significant. These weekly closes, above the weekly level, and this is just giving us another hint. Like price was giving us hints down here. Guys, we were looking at all these wicks and we got this close, and that just gave us a hint of what was potentially possible. In just the same way, this has happened in the other direction. So you look at how different Bitcoin's monthly closes, and you tell me where all the interest is gone. At the bottom down here, it's not been in the odds, guys. This is where the fat money's been interested. Let's look at the 3-day. The 3-day still, it held a significant level, but this wasn't the level, guys. The level is actually on the total market cap chart, because you can see how cleanly we got a rejection from there. Let's see how I have to redraw my box. So I'm gonna come down to the 12-hour and pull this up. So let's see where we can come down to, guys. The golden pocket, I don't know. I don't know if we can break below that monthly open. This July monthly open. But I really think this zone down here with the with last week's weekly open where we got an impulse from there. I'm just gonna move this because we already have strong levels over here. So I will move this to the weekly open level right here. Okay, so last week's weekly open along with the confluence of the weekly level, the July monthly open, and last month's monthly pivot, it's just a lot of confluence down here. Golden pocket slightly lower, so if bears are really able to push it, maybe we can get that. But just understand the FOMO, guys. You just saw how price moved here. I just don't know, and I just don't see how the price action of the last 10 days of July can make anybody feel that this is just gonna get smashed back down. I don't see how. But as of now, we saw the weekly close. It's always been the higher time frames that have been guiding us. It's a strong weekly close, guys, and that just suggests that it's a buy the dip scenario. And where we get it is really up to the market. Can it get front run? There is potential possibility for that. What would a front run mean? It would mean it is a 382, but that's where really you will just have to be on your toes. I think this is such a critical week. You'll just have to be on your toes and see if these levels get front run. So you just have to be on your toes, guys, and see if June's monthly open holds. But in terms of strong levels, this is still the level. 35,800 all the way down to the golden pocket. Why the golden pocket? It's just significant, and it's just something that price does. But this entire zone, you'll just have to keep a watch out for it, guys, and just be on your toes, and let's see if we can catch this for the next big move up. For odds against BTC, we are back to our trusty DeFi index, and on the monthly time frame you can see it just doesn't look so good. We do have another monthly level down below. Price needs to get down to test it if it has to. But as of now, this hasn't been a great month for alts. I did highlight that on my Twitter sometime middle of last month or early last month. How these months are just seasonally not great in terms of levels. Look at this strong weekly level, guys. There's still some hope, but I would say if this level gets lost, if you don't have individual names that are doing well, this is where hodlers could get into trouble if this level gets lost. For now, price is still holding it, so we have to see. But you just look at it. This is on the 3-day time frame. The market is really testing it. It's not being able to move away over the last few days. So if you do come back down and smash this level, just don't be too married to your bags that do this. You might regret it later. So just keep a lookout on this, guys. There's a lot of altcoin BTC charts that will look like this, so just watch out. As of now, it is proving itself to be support, but you look at the reactions, just a bouncing ball. Big reaction, smaller reaction. The third reaction has been quite weak. Price is just hanging about here. So also against BTC, advising caution, be very selective, and just don't be married to your bags. The SPX, very significant in terms of what we're doing right now. Just look at it in terms of how scarce it is, guys, in terms of performance and in terms of magnitude. This is pretty much on its own. And if you look at even the duration of days, this has not happened so many times before, where we have the market continue to do well without any kind of retrace. So very unique territory for the market in terms of magnitude as well. It's just another 100% to its all-time performance. But just look at the duration, guys. This 1997, it did it 220%, but it took six times the amount of time. This has just gone straight up. Even 1987, We did 127% in 780 days. Just look at the difference. We did a 97% in just, it's less than a year. So just in terms of performance, we have 1936 to compare to 267 days. The market was so different at that time. So this is just something that asks us to still continue with our theme of being very selective and exercising caution. And why we exercising caution, I will talk about it in the next section. So looking at the monthly performance for the month that just went by for the rest of the world, and you can just look at it, guys. It is not exactly a sea of green. So the American market, whenever it does this, it's just another sign, because you see the new highs that are getting made, transports are not making it, the breadth is very shallow, and the rest of the world is just in a different tune, especially China. Just look at the numbers on China, guys. These are the big names, the great performing assets. They're having big trouble. Brazil is a sea of red as well, but just look at it. So the markets are kind of starting to decorrelate from what was happening all of last year, with the stimulus and with everything to do with the dollar and with assets getting mispriced. China is taking a serious hit, guys. Basically emerging markets along with China. Hong Kong is doing the same, China is doing the same. So this is just when we have this much of a decorrelation, it just makes sense to be very prudent. Okay, it's just long term, something like this has always proven itself to be something that always aided the investors. So just know that, guys, with your stock picks and your exposure to the stock market. For our commodities section, it is copper that deserves a special mention, because last week copper basically broke up from its key daily level and just rallied up after, Monday just gapped up and rallied up. That rally has gotten subdued, but just in terms of retraces and what potentially could be possible, if this level holds, it just becomes a good place to manage risk, because what we've done is we have built a reversal. This is the high that made the low. We've built a higher high. So we have to see, if price is in a hurry, we can just consolidate here, and in that sense this will become the level to manage risk. But it is if the dollar gets some kind of a move up again, then we could get a bit of a retrace, and this golden pocket along with the daily level could become another good place to manage risk for a potential support resistance flip.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and go ahead and share it with someone else. And if you have any questions about what we covered today, please leave them in the comments and I will be sure to get back to you or answer them in my next video. For more trading content and education, go ahead and click on the video on your right. Thanks for watching, guys, and cheers!